Joining me now is former Arizona gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake. Kari, it's apparent Trump derangement syndrome is not only alive and kicking, it's expanding, it's growing, it's becoming the next pandemic. Listen to Adam Kinzinger on CNN. I don't know, he's about to break out in tears, but watch.
All the other fake tweets he's put out where he's talked about, like, America is going to hell. Nancy Pelosi is going to hell. You see a man that is literally, I think, literally losing his mind. I don't even mean that metaphorically. I think he's actually going insane.
This is where we would normally insert a bunch of sound bites of Kinzinger crying on Capitol Hill, but we didn't want to drag you and our audience through that. Your thoughts on TDS?
I think Kinzinger has a raging case of it, stage 4 TDS, and it's pretty bad. He is so out of touch that he doesn't even realize that a lot of Democrats can't stand Nancy Pelosi. They've watched as California has turned into a zombie apocalypse in her district. I just was in California a few days ago. I was in the San Joaquin Valley talking to a lot of people there who are fed up, not willing to flee their state like so many other Californians have done. They're going to stay there and fight. And they're sick of Nancy Pelosi and her hijinks. And frankly, a lot of the Democrats and even some of the Republicans, these uniparty swamp creatures who haven't been doing the bidding of the American people, but rather lining their own pockets, getting rich while they destroy the middle class in America. And I'm out there with people every day. I was in Ohio earlier today and yesterday. I'm in Iowa right now. The American people have had enough with politics as usual and this political class like Kissinger and all of his other buddies.
Yeah, Kari, so there are two competing theories. The one theory is that Democrats, they know what they want. They're happy about these indictments because it coalesces the right around Donald Trump, and they want to run against him because they think Biden can beat him. The other theory is they're so deranged, they hate Trump so much they can't help themselves. They don't care if it helps them. They just want to take him down. Where do you lie? It's got to be one of the two. Which one do you think it is?
Well, I mean, it depends who you ask out there, but I really think a lot of these people in D.C. tearing him down, the politicians are worried about him. They know when President Trump wins, gets into office, he's not only going to get America back on track, he's going to start turning over every single stone and revealing this corruption, this deep-seated, swampy corruption. And a lot of these people are going to be implicated when the corruption is revealed. So I think they're worried for their own hide that their political careers will be over, that the status quo, which is this corrupt system in D.C., is going to come to an end. And they're very comfortable in that corrupt system. And we've got a president in Trump who will put the American people first. And I think everyone's ready for that. All the real hardworking people in this country are ready for that.
You know, I noticed, those of us who do this for a living, I noticed over the weekend, New York Times came out with an interesting kind of op-ed pushing Kamala Harris a little bit forward. Like, what's going on here? I'd also noticed that out of the blue, Sunday and then Monday, they're almost like they're reinventing Kamala Harris into something, you know, a tougher, badder Kamala Harris going forward. Do you think they're worried about Biden not being able to make it to the election, and the next logical step would be her? I'm trying to figure out what their plan is.
Yeah, that's actually a good theory. I mean, that makes me laugh, though, because I don't think you can recreate and reimagine and, you know, reinvent what's going on with her. There's too many clips out there where she can't even pull herself together, form a sentence that's cohesive, that makes sense. And I don't think there's any way you can try to spin what she has been, which is a disaster of a vice president. We know as the borders are, she hasn't really visited the border. If you would say that she's border czar and try to even find any accomplishment she's made, all you have to do is look at the border. I think it was just in the last 24 hours, we had armed cartel members crossing into America. We have a true invasion on our border. The Biden administration says 6 million people have come across. I think it's 2 or 3 times that. We have 90,000 children who've been smuggled across the border, and Joe Biden, more than that, but 90,000 that Joe Biden's administration has said they've lost track of. And as a mother, you cringe, you lay awake at night worrying about where are those 90,000 children? Where have they gone? I mean, she's a disaster when it comes to the border, and that was the job that she was given, and she has done absolutely nothing to secure that border and stop this invasion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a toughened up Kamala Harris looks like, especially with the border, which is they've done absolutely nothing. Kari, Biden came to Arizona, where he's polling poorly, by the way, and he didn't even visit the border, but he did designate a national monument near the Grand Canyon. I think he called it one of the 9 wonders of the world or something. Screwed that one up too. But your thoughts of Biden getting to Arizona but not actually visiting something that's a real problem?
How you could come to Arizona and not go to the border right now when Republicans, independents, and Democrats realize that we have a problem on our border and not go down there and take a look at what's going on, it's really criminal. He came in on day one, hour one, pulled away an absolutely perfect border policy that President Trump had put into place. President Trump was building that wall. He wanted to finish the wall. The material is sitting there on the desert floor to finish the wall, and Joe Biden stopped building the wall. So I don't know how he could come here. You know, he's standing there flanked by a bunch of phonies in Arizona like Katie Hobbs. He's standing there next to Ruben Gallego, who's running for Senate, which is a joke in and of itself, and Raul Grijalva, who've done nothing but push for open borders, who've done nothing but actually in their policies push for Arizona to be a pipeline for fentanyl to pour through. And for Joe Biden to basically go, and he's talking about hurting our mining industry, which is one of the most critical industries in Arizona, and Arizona is a leader in the mining industry, and to take more of those mining jobs away, he'd love to, you know where he'd love to send the mining, all over to his buddies in China, and then try to do another federal land grab. It's unconscionable. Frankly, the people of Arizona want some of the land back that the federal government have grabbed in Arizona.
You know, at one point, Trump talked about doing an easement along our southern border against, with Mexico, and making that federal land, and then really locking the border down. Not a horrible idea. I'm against those as a libertarian. I hate those types of things. But if we can't get people on board to do this, it's the way it would have. Maybe he'll do it in second term Trump. Did you notice Barack Obama visited with Joe Biden recently? Came and visited with Joe and sat down and said, keep your eye on Trump. You guys are downplaying the Trump presidency, the Trump candidacy, like you can beat him handily, and he's more popular than you think. Who's running this administration? Is it Joe Biden, or would you agree with me saying Barack Obama is the real puppet master here?
Yes, Barack Obama is running the show. I mean, we've seen it before. And I used to feel sad, Eric. I used to feel sad for Joe Biden. I thought, this is really almost elder abuse. You've got somebody who's seemingly in early stages dementia, and I've seen many people go through that. It's difficult to watch. Why would they do this? But now I don't feel sad for Biden. I feel that the man has sold us out, sold the people out to the highest bidder. He's never met a bid he doesn't like, or bribe, I should say, he doesn't like. And we know that he is not with it enough. His mental capacity is not there. He's not sharp enough to be running the show. And it's really just Obama and that old Obama regime that is kind of controlling Joe Biden. They had so much dirty business they were pulling back when Obama was in office that they had to get Joe Biden in there to basically cover it up. They could not get Trump in there for a second term to show the people what was really going on under the Obama administration and now the Biden administration. So I think Obama's nervous because if Joe Biden can't get through this, and if Kamala takes over and more information with some of the people in Congress who are doing investigating now of what's really been going on with Ukraine, with Biden, it's all going to eventually boil down to Obama. And I think he's really worried.
And Michelle, keep your eye on Michelle Obama. You know what? Joe Biden is not a nice man. It's not an old Uncle Joe, because anyone who denies a grandchild, I don't care what the circumstances are, you're not a good human being. Kari Lake, really good having you. Thank you for being here.